Right. And you can go, Josephine.
Good evening, everyone. Meditation has proven very effective when it comes to combating stress, depression, and anxiety, to name but a few benefits. With COVID-19 affecting so many lives around the world, the practice of meditation has proven beneficial in maintaining the peaceful state of mind and health. According to the NIH, meditation and mindfulness are practices that can support healthcare professionals, patients, caregivers, and the general public, especially during times of crisis, such as the current global pandemic caused by COVID-19. Mindfulness and meditation practices translate well to different populations across the lifespan and range of ability. Introducing a mindfulness and meditation practice during this pandemic is not a treatment, but it has the potential to complement treatment and is a low-cost, beneficial method of providing support to everyone. My name is Josephine Garnham, and this evening's conversation is brought to you by the Michael and Maurizia Pacha Foundation. Joining me tonight is meditation teacher Michelle Nelson of Burtonsville, Maryland. Michelle is the founder and creator of The Shell, which specializes in the creation of safe spaces for meditation, healing, and the exploration of holistic lifestyles. Michelle is a creative nature lover dedicated to helping others heal. As a relative newcomer, she began facilitating guided meditations and small workshops for women of the BIPOC community since its inception in September 2019. Today, The Shell has expanded its offerings to include handmade smudge sticks for home blessings and handmade crystal jewelry. With a background in agricultural education and environmental science, Michelle has blended her interests and specialties to educate and empower all those she works with. She has worked with multiple nonprofits in the region, including Be Great DC, starting with today, and our very own Pacha Foundation. Michelle, welcome so much. It's such an honor and pleasure to be here with you tonight and to have this much needed conversation. Would you tell our audience, and I'm also very interested, what are some of the interesting scientific evidence that you've learned about the various forms of meditation techniques and what they can actually, the effects they can actually have on the physiological and the body and the neurological effect? And as we're going through the holiday system, how could we use these techniques to have a better, better way of life in the next coming weeks or so?
Yes. Okay. Hi, Josephine. I'm so happy to be here with the Pacha Foundation again. Like she said, my name's Michelle. I'm so happy to be here again. And just to get right into some of the physiological, psychological, all the things of why I do meditation and why I practice mindfulness. A lot of times we think that, or we can associate meditation with other things, but I like to associate it with just knowing how to control your breathing and check in with yourself when you're having moments of stress, when you're having moments of anxiety, when you're maybe having moments of depression. I am not a doctor, I'm not a clinical therapist, but these are tools that you can use that can assist you during an episode or anything of that nature. So there's a book that's called The Body Keeps Score, which is actually about how our bodies hold on to different experiences, different traumatic experiences, and how breath work actually helps us to self-regulate our nervous systems and our neurological systems to kind of regain control of our total body working. So if you think about your body as a functioning, well-oiled machine, sometimes we can experience moments where we're kind of out of balance, we're kind of wacky. And so when we practice mindfulness, it's an opportunity for us to tap into our nervous systems and kind of self-regulate our neurological system to tap into breathing, tap into our heart, tap into all these different systems that are together to kind of send our breath. I don't want it to sound too fluffy, but send our breath to these different areas to kind of check in with ourselves, and then also calm ourselves down in general terms for us who are not super duper lofty scientists. So our breathing system is directly connected to our neurological system. So when we're deep breathing, we initiate kind of a practice and we initiate a process of relaxing ourselves. So it totally calms down our stress. It kind of controls our cortisol levels. It prevents us from immediately having a knee-jerk reaction. For example, if you're at the store and someone grabs a present that you really want for your mother or anything like that, it immediately allows you to check in and say, I need to do something to calm down.
That's amazing. So our breathing, so basically our body screams out in stress, and our breathing is that soft whisper of comfort that you send to whatever areas are in stress, and you tell them, calm down, relax. So you're breathing into those spaces where you feel the anxiety and the stress is coming out.
Absolutely.
That is wonderful. As you know, Michelle, we are 4 days, or how many days are we away? 5 days away from Christmas? 4 days away from Christmas. I've lost track of time. And usually, even without a pandemic, it's very stressful. You know, so much, of course, that has to happen, right? And now we have the pandemic. We won't have family around, the stress if you have to have family around. What are some of the ways, I mean, this has a toll and an impact on our mental health, and of course that translates into physiological symptoms as well. What are some of the techniques and ways that meditation could help ease this holiday stress that is compounded by this pandemic?
Yes, so this is normally a very stressful time anyway. A lot of people, the holiday season, oftentimes if someone has lost a parent or lost a family member, it can really kind of, it's joyous because you get to relish in those memories, but you know, you're not able to share those experiences anymore. And then with the pandemic, you know, it's kind of given us a heavier load. You know, we're not able to be around family. We're not able to hug one another. And those things are really essential to our mental health and to our total whole being. So during this holiday season, I just want to give a couple of tips that you can do. One, you can practice meditation. So if you're not really, if you're not extremely well versed in meditation, we are going to do a quick practice a little bit later, but you can check in with yourself with meditation. You can check in with physical activities. So you can do things like yoga that incorporate deep breathing exercises and get yourself moving. Also, if you're looking for something to do that kind of incorporates getting your mind off something, but also stress relief and also kind of mindfulness, all of these things, you can look into, instead of going out to purchase gifts, you can actually make gifts. So oftentimes when we are incredibly stressed, if we can kind of turn or put that energy into something that is creative, that allows us to kind of shut off some of our neurological sensors, and we kind of get focused in on creating something and putting our typical nervous energy or anxious energy into creating something new for someone that we love. So that's something that I love during the holidays. You can also cook. So these are 4 things: meditation, getting active, making a creative gift. And then you can also cook. So one thing that I love about cooking is it's another way to be creative. So looking at different recipes that you can use during this time, putting a different spin on a family recipe is always a way to kind of allow yourself to get lost in an activity where you're calming yourself and you're kind of self-regulating and checking in with your moods.
I love it. Actually, I love to cook. So I'm very excited. I feel like sometimes I can actually meditate whilst I'm cooking because it's kind of so calming. So, you know, it's kind of like a ritualistic of getting all the ingredients together and creating something out of that. And, you know, sharing food is such an important part of our culture as well. So I love that idea of, you know, instead of buying gifts, maybe being creative. And you can also walk with meditation. I think sometimes a lot of people think, you know, when you talk about meditation, it's just always sitting down and then having that, you know, that time where, you know, they don't know you could actually maybe walk and meditate. You know, you can take a walk outside and you can meditate. You can be cooking and meditating. You can just sit quietly somewhere and meditate. You know, you can be doing an arts and craft, correct? And meditating and all of that, you know, it's just that breathing into whatever you're doing and being present. That is helpful. That's so exciting. So I hear you're going to give us a couple of like little practices and techniques that we could do. And it doesn't take a lot of time, right? So I think people say, oh, I don't have time, 1 hour to sit down and meditate. So maybe you can, you know, talk about, can I do it in 5 minutes? Can I meditate? Like I am like a busy bee. Can I meditate in like 10, 15 minutes? Maybe at intervals?
Yeah, so I love that you brought up the point that about walking meditations, and you know, even when you're cooking, it bring in the just practice of it. This is a practice. And even though, you know, oftentimes we see these images and messages that meditation has to be sitting down, how I'm sitting right now, sitting down with our legs crossed and, you know, close your eyes for 30 minutes. And if it's not that, then it's not meditation. And that we want to change the way the practice looks for people who are practicing wherever they're practicing. So oftentimes, you know, I'll use cooking as an example. When I get lost in cooking, it's very similar to the same, I guess, state of mind that I'm in when I'm meditating. It's almost as if I'm in a trance. I'm just deep into the practice, right? So I may not even have a recipe book or a recipe in front of me. I just know what to add. And it's this nice flow of like, oh, I'm going to grab the cayenne pepper. I'm going to add the salt. Now I can add the, you know, and that's what I want people to see meditation as this practice. You know, I'm going to set the atmosphere. So I have like a lamp here. I typically wouldn't have on all these lights, but, you know, we're on Facebook Live. So we need those things, but I'm going to maybe light a candle. Maybe I'll have incense. Maybe I'll have light drumming in the background. You know, you kind of, the thing that I love about meditation is that it's not one size fits all. And depending on our audience, or even when I'm leading a guided meditation, I am responsible for creating an atmosphere where people feel comfortable in whatever meditation is for them. So meditation, I'm also a busy bee. And so if I can sit down and I can do meditation for at least 2 minutes, a lot of people can do it, even if you're just doing it for 30 seconds. I think it's important that this always is not a practice that you're just going to jump into and you're going to automatically know or do it well. The point is you want to remove that pressure of doing it well or doing it perfectly. If you are in your car and you're at the stoplight and you just stop and breathe for as long as that stoplight is there, that is a form of meditation. If one of your favorite songs is on and you don't want to get out of the car when you're getting home because it's very high stress, that's also a form of meditation. It's a moment for yourself. So do you want to do our exercise now, or do you want to?
Yeah, no, I think I would love that. I think we should. I think everybody is excited. I am excited. I would love to do that. I think I need a little bit of grounding right now. So it would be great if we could have, I'm giving a shout out to Joanne, my friend from England is watching right now. So welcome.
Oh, awesome. Hi, John. Welcome.
So let's do it.
Okay, awesome. So I love that you brought in the word grounding, because a lot of times when we're looking at these different exercises, I normally am looking at facilitating a grounding exercise or a meditation. So grounding, they're very similar, but I'm going to do kind of a mix between the two, because with both exercises, you're breathing, and we want to focus on our breath most importantly. And this is going to be pretty short. I'm going to do my best to keep it under 5 minutes. I'm like looking because there's a clock over here. So just so you all are aware. So as we begin to practice and begin to breathe, I first want to just welcome everyone again to this meditation, and welcome everyone to this discussion about meditation during the holiday season. If it feels comfortable for you, you can close your eyes, or you can just turn your gaze lower towards your feet or towards wherever you are. You don't have to close your eyes if you're on camera, but just turn your face kind of slightly down. Have your gaze towards the floor or towards your knees if you're sitting down with your back straight. And you just want to start to begin to breathe. This is normal breath. We're not so focused on controlling our breath right now. We're just seeing what our normal breath is like. You want to take note if your breath is fast, if your breath feels anxious, if your breath feels nervous. And just take note of your normal breathing pattern. As we move deeper into our meditation and into our grounding exercise, you're going to want to bring focus to your heart today. As we continue to deepen our breath and slow down our breath, send your breath directly to your heart. With each inhale, inhale and exhale from your heart. Inhaling the compassion, the joy, and the love of this beautiful season. And exhaling our stress, any heaviness that we may feel if we're grieving, and releasing any moods that make us feel down during this season. As you continue to breathe and bring air into your heart, we're going to take 2 final breaths And with your exhale, I want you to fully breathe out loud if you're comfortable. So let it out through your mouth. And that's it.
That was incredible. Thank you. I hope everyone managed to do that. It's so hard, you know, to like, it's such a great, I wish we could do it longer, but I think even that 5 minutes was so good.
Yeah.
Which proves that you can do this for like, just take a few minutes and just, you know, center yourself and just breathe. I love that. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Yeah, so I'm clearly like a little bit nervous, which you may have heard in my facilitation, but the idea is that even when you're getting acclimated with doing this for yourself, you may also be a little bit nervous, right? How do I get myself to breathing? Because it's something that we do, but in the beginning of the exercise, you know, I encourage people to take note of just their normal breathing. And that's an immediate way to connect with yourself and listen to your breathing. And then say, oh, wait, I'm breathing really fast, or I can slow it down, or, you know, maybe I want to focus on something. So I focused on the heart because during the holiday season, this is a time that we share wonderful, wonderful times with family. And right now it's difficult. It's very difficult, but you know, it's a reminder that the world is not absent of love. It's not absent of grace. It's not absent of, you know, these wonderful things. And in the spirit of giving, we can also give each other these moments to enjoy ourselves and breathe with one another.
I love that. I love the fact that you're talking about this global coherence where we can all, you kind of breathe with the world, breathe with yourself. When you were speaking, I observed you touching your heart and maybe having that heart space and touching your heart and being there present for you, but also at the same time being present for everyone. And again, just to remind our viewers, this is scientifically beneficial. This is, you know, this doesn't have to be a religious practice or anything. It is good neurologically, it's good physiologically, and it really helps, especially in these really difficult times, as Michelle is saying, to help us kind of calm ourselves down, open our heart space, send it out, bring in love, send out love, inpouring and outpouring. I love that so much. Michelle, do you have any other, I hope you share your website, your Facebook page with our viewers, whatever workshops you have coming. I love the idea that you're talking about drumming. So, you know, you're relating, you know, to people of color in terms of how meditation can be done in all these different ways. And the drumming is such an integral part of us. You know, I don't think people think, you know, meditation, drumming. And so whatever you're doing, can you also maybe talk briefly about what you have coming up?
Yes, I absolutely can.
And share with our viewers. So, you know, I would love to join you, and I'm sure our Pacha family across the world and would love to know about the work you're doing.
Yes. So, and I didn't even say this, but the meditation was going so fast, but you actually picked up on it. So during meditation, sometimes if you feel that you need to send or, you know, touch a certain area, that is perfectly fine. You're connecting more with yourself. So in terms of the shell, we are, and when I say we, it's me, we are growing. Next year, we are really hoping for some major things. My background is in agriculture, so I currently am still selling smudge sticks, which are for home blessings, and really great for entering the new year, for creating a new life or creating what you want in your reality. I'm also kind of hoping to grow some of the herbs and plants that I use, so I can source directly from there. My birthday is coming up, so I will probably be doing a meditation or journaling workshop, and I will be happy to share that with with the Pacha family when it is released. It is not there yet, but I'm hoping to launch a website soon so you all can find me more readily. And I'm hoping that, my brand continues to reach more folks globally and locally.
That is amazing. Thank you so much. And to everyone, please follow the Pacha Foundation online. And we will be bringing more of these practices to you. This is, I believe, Michelle's second meditation session with us. And so the Pacha Foundation is online, or you can go to www.pachafoundation.org, or you can find the Michael and Maurizia Pacha Foundation on Facebook. Michelle, thank you so much. And thanks to Ria, who's in the background, orchestrating. You see, I'm so like orchestrating all of this. I'm like, wow, I'm in still meditation mode. Ria, thank you so much for putting this together. Thanks to the Pacha Foundation for bringing in these holistic practices, knowing that body, mind, and spirit, we need to take care of ourselves in these really hard times, and that meditation is quite an integral and important part for us to integrate into our everyday life. And it's a pleasure seeing you. It's a pleasure, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And again, don't forget to join the Pacha Foundation on Facebook, and we'll bring you more of these really great practices and discussions. Stay well, everyone, and happy holidays to everyone. Be safe.